Okay, let's get into this. Let's talk about week 7, and by week 7 I mean the research essay, which I'll refer to as the RE in text most of the time. Well, it's going to eat up a lot of our time. Weeks and weeks and weeks we're going to spend on this assignment, and so I'm going to expect you by the time we're done to have compiled weeks and weeks worth of work, and that work begins in earnest now. Early on in this process, you're going to be asked to do a lot of reading, a lot of thinking, and a lot of kind of digging around, kind of looking around the internet in hopes of finding a topic. So there's not a ton of work to be done, like gradable stuff is not really coming down the pike much this week, but that doesn't mean that you're not busy. Goodness, you should be very busy this week. And I'm going to try to repeat this. I'm not really great at that, but I have this over the next 5 agendas that you want me to come visit, come answer questions in person. You need some motivation towards the end to finish this research essay. No problem. Just have your teacher contact me, and I will be happy to work something out. So you're going to have some videos to watch, including this one. Hopefully you'll watch it first. I haven't recorded this one yet about where to look for good sources, but I'm going to. Hopefully today if I have time. And then this is an outside video on how to compose a research question. Now, if you had me last semester, you know that research questions are sort of the very first move in composing a research essay, is by kind of arriving at a topic and then asking a question within that topic. And so this video does a better job than I ever could of explaining what a research question is, how to construct a smart one, and the sort of the parameters involved. So make sure you watch that as well. Let's see, this folder, there's no real easy way to do this, which is why I don't do it too often. Now, okay, look, I'm going to click over here. You can't quite see it. Oh wait, I can move it. Yeah, open in Drive. All right, and you're going to have all of the materials that basically I have created for you. So invention journal assignments, annotated bibliography assignments, get rid of this one. I've done this in a different form, peer review, and the research essay assignment. So that's in here. All sorts of presentations to be watched, okay, on how to avoid plagiarism, on how to properly use citation styles, how to design surveys. There's more about research questions in here, using the internet as a research tool, research design, and interviewing. I'm not massively big on presentations like this, but when it comes to some of the more rigid, more formulaic types of writing, like citation, like designing the overall sort of organization of your essay, those sorts of things, I feel like the subject matter is well suited to a presentation format. So make your way through those. Many online classes use those quite a bit. And then research essay help and examples. This is hopefully a folder that you'll spend a good bit of time in terms of how to get started, how to write it, how to revise it. Now I'm going to have links to all these things, all these different documents, as we go about the research essay process. But they're all waiting for you in here to be, consulted at any point. So feel free to. So that should take you plenty of time to get through all of this stuff. I don't want to overwhelm you with it, like I say here, but it's important that you get to the stuff sooner rather than later. Let's see. If you ever find a link or a reading or a video about writing research essays that that might be useful, please send them along to me. A lot of you are great about that. Okay, so handbook committee reminder. How exciting! Dismiss. Let's see. Okay, so contribute at least 2 ideas and links to our ongoing list of potential research essay topics. Now, this isn't going to look like much now. Maybe by the time you watch this, it will look like it. Looks like some people are already adding to this, which is great. I got to make sure to add names. I want your names to be on here. Also, I'll change this assignment a little bit. Can I edit? Yeah, like this. So put your name up front. And then what I'm basically asking you to do is, oops, let's get out of here. This is called a Padlet. It's it's a back channeling software. I like to have Padlets going on in my face-to-face classes when we're computer lab, so that anybody can type up anything and it pops up on the screen like a question that comes up during peer review or workshops. So I try to use that software as much as I'm able in my online classes as well. And so you need to know this about me very soon. I am very big on topics that are in the news right now. A lot more to say about that when I do this screencast up here. Where to look for good sources. and where, how to find out what's going on in the world. And so what I'm asking you to do is to find an article. It can be like I say up here. My mind goes towards articles because I'm an academic, I'm a professor, blah blah blah. So articles are how I sort of respond when I look for things. But books can be useful in terms of finding a topic. But I'm counting on you all to provide me information about websites or games or apps or movies, a Snapchat, a news report. Okay, and so I've got all these different sort of websites up here. The Verge and Wired and Gizmodo are all websites that deal primarily with the tech industry in some way or another, the sort of intersection of technology and life. I should put TED Talks is on here, the website and the actual the link to those. Those are technology, education, design. Invisibilia is a podcast, and there's also movies. Stanley Kubrick is easily one of my favorite directors of all time, and probably for my money's worth the best director that I'm aware of. And so his movie from 1968, 2001: A Space Odyssey, one of my all-time favorites, and also still today contains very interesting ideas about the nature of technology. So if you're looking for a place to be inspired, some of you probably from Jump Street have had I'm going to write my research essay on this topic. No problem. Absolutely go for it. It should be easy for you to find stories that are related to it that you can post to this Padlet as well. Okay. Let's see. Invention Journal 5. Do I have this link up? I don't think so. Okay, so once you pick a topic, once you ask a good research question, what your job is going to be to do in terms of Invention Journal 5. Oh, that's a little too big. How exciting for you. Watch all this editing in action. I'm trying to deal with realistic page sizes, and that's tougher than you'd think. Okay, topic exploration, number 5. Let me just scooch this over a little bit. So make a video, write 500 words, do something. You have to tell me, take me on the journey that led you to your research essay topic. Not only does this assignment where I sort of ask you for the inspiration, sort of the impetus for writing on the subject that you're choosing to write your research essay on, it tells me sort of where it comes from. It tells me a little bit about you, and it also cuts down on instances for plagiarism to be considered, for me to think, oh, where's this idea coming from? So you have to tell me what led you to your topic. Okay, I want you to embed or provide a link to at least one video that will help illustrate your topic. Post at least 2 pictures that will help visualize it. We need to start moving into a slightly more visual approach to our argumentation, because that's really what the final assignment, the final big assignment in this class is. It's a collaborative multimodal essay, and as such, you're going to be creating a visual medium. And so I'm trying to get you to maybe think a little more visually, I guess, to use that word way too much. And then incorporate at least 3 links to stories. Now those links can be your academic journals, your polished fancy stuff. It can also be articles from the internet. Okay. So then you really can't complete Invention Journal 5 until you've chosen your topic. That's something you can certainly check with me as well. I'm very, very big on students, I don't know, let's call it picking their own poison when it comes to topics. I'll let you write on just about anything. But the more time and thought you put into your topic selection, the easier everything goes. And I'll say this, and I try to repeat it. If you pick a topic because you think it's going to be easy, the opposite is going to be true. If you pick a topic because you think it'll be easy to write on, what you're going to find is struggle. So please just know that. Don't try to take any shortcuts. Okay, these sample Invention Journal 6s and 7s, you'll be doing these soon, but one of the parts of the Invention Journal 6 and 7 assignment is to give feedback to, suggestions to the next generation, the next, next batch of students. And so at the ends of all of these 6s and 7s, you'll find, and I've gotten rid of the ones that I didn't really like from last year. So anyway, if you do a good job of giving good advice to the class of whatever 2017 that I'll be dealing with next semester or next spring at least, then you'll make the cut and they'll be watching your videos soon enough. Okay, you have to compose your own thread and respond to at least 2 peers in research questions discussion forum. I don't know, just let's be helpful. Help people narrow their research questions. That's really what I'm looking for out of this week. Is a lot of pondering, a lot of choosing a topic wisely, and research and getting smart on that topic. So here it is: planning research, finding sources, evaluating sources, and And you need to start checking out the digital library research lessons basics. Please let me know if those, I don't do those, the library is in charge, Stark State's library is in charge of those. And if they work, great. If they don't, please let me know. Okay, so I think I'm going to make another video about the assignment itself instead of getting into it now here with just a few minutes left. So please, as always, email me your questions. Thanks.